Okay, this is number 21 on page 374 of your book. If you want to go ahead and take a look at it, I went ahead and just took a picture of the histogram so I can explain it a little, and I went ahead and typed in the problem. In class, I will give you these steps, so you will have a handout so you can fill in the steps, because I think when you're working with word problems in the beginning, it's good to have guidance, and so I kind of made this kind of skeleton handout to help you kind of fill in the pieces. Number 21 says the average yearly salary of an American whose final degree is a master's degree is 49,000 less than twice of an American whose final degree is a bachelor's degree. Okay, so we're talking about average yearly salaries between, if you have a master's degree and a bachelor's degree. Combined, two people with each of these educational attainments earn $116,000. Find the average yearly salary of an American with each of these final degrees. And I encourage you to look at page, let's see, I'm just flipping. On page 366, there's a big table, table 6.2, and there's a lot of different English phrases there that you have to learn to translate to an algebraic expression. So make sure you go ahead and look at that table. Again, I'll be pointing or referring to that as I go through these problems. Okay, so again, I have 6 steps here, right? 5, 6, actually 5 steps. Step 1, what is the given and what is the goal, right? Every application gives you something, and then of course it asks you for something. And actually, let me explain this histogram before I forget. So let me just make this a little bit big here. Okay, so what do we have? Well, we have on the horizontal axis, right? We have what type of degrees, right? We have bachelor's, master's, doctorate degrees, and professional degrees. So doctorate degrees would be like a PhD in education, in science, in history, in math. Professional degrees would be like if you're going to become a doctor, right? It would be an MD, or if you're going to become a judge, right? Other professional degrees. And notice, right, the difference in your degrees, right? Your final degree depends on, right, your average yearly earnings, or I should say your average yearly earnings in thousands of dollars depends on the degree you have. All right, so the bar graph shows, right, average yearly earnings in the U.S. For people with a college, right, education with these degrees. Again, the way you read this histogram or bar graph, right, somebody with a bachelor's degree, again, this is average yearly earnings. It looks a little bit more than 50,000, right? Maybe 52, I don't know, 53,000. Somebody with a master's degree earns about $60,000. Somebody with a doctorate degree, right, 70,000, and professional degrees, about 80,000. Okay, so again, this is this is based on the U.S. Census Bureau. So now that we've explained that, okay, so what is the given and what is the goal? Very important. Okay, a lot of students have trouble with word problems because they don't know what they're finding, right? They just read through the problem and they don't, what are they asking for? What is the problem asking for? And usually it's just the question, right? The end of the sentence or the last sentence. Find the average yearly salary of an American, okay, with each of these degrees. So for step 1, I went ahead and put let x, right, or any variable represent one of the unknown quantities in the problem. Okay, the unknown, right, is the variable that we don't know, right, that we're trying to find, hence the name unknown. So we have to define it, right? So I'm going to say let, right, x, be the average yearly salary, right, of an American with, let's say, so here, this is going to be, which one do I want to pick? 48 less than twice. This is with a bachelor's degree. And I will tell you why I chose a bachelor's degree. Now remember, this is a word problem, so you need to write words. The purpose of this is to learn how to communicate this information to somebody. So you have to explain yourself. So again, this is, whoops, this is, 2 points for writing that. So X is the average yearly salary of an American with a bachelor's degree. So why did I choose a bachelor's degree opposed to a master's degree? So notice in this sentence, so the first sentence is the average yearly salary of an American whose final degree is a master's degree is, okay, so they're talking about master's degree. A master's degree is 49,000 less than twice that of an American whose final degree is a bachelor's. So they talk about masters in terms of bachelor's. So that last word, bachelor's, that's how I know I'm going to let X be a bachelor's degree. Okay, so that's 2 points. Step 2, if necessary, right? Sometimes it's not necessary. Write expressions for any other unknowns, any other unknown quantities in the problem. Well, what are we trying to find? We're trying to find the average yearly salary of an American with a bachelor's degree, right? And somebody with a master's degree. Well, how much does somebody with a master's degree earn? Well, we can translate that. Here we have master's is 49,000 less than twice. So maybe write that in pink. 49,000 less than twice of somebody with a bachelor's degree. So the way we write that is 49,000 less than twice that of an American who holds a bachelor's degree. So maybe label that X, right? Or if you even want to write it maybe in blue, just to be consistent, that's fine as well. And let me go ahead and erase that. That looks ugly. So that's a blue. Okay, and again, I went ahead, if you look on table 6.2, let's see, I'm looking at, well, we did subtraction, so 1, 2, notice there's an example of 7 less than a number, X minus 7, this is the same idea. So this is an algebraic expression right here, right? Of course, this is an algebraic expression, it's just a simple X. So again, 2 points for writing this. And again, this represents somebody with a master's degree, right? Or in this case, the average yearly earnings or earning. Okay, so next step, step 3, write an equation. Okay, that is a linear equation that models the verbal descriptions in the problem. Well, what else do they give us? I mean, what haven't we used? Well, they gave us, okay, they gave us this 2x minus 49,000, right, which is right here. They gave us this, well, we know our unknown x, but they also gave us this 116,000, and this is combined. So together, right, if you add the bachelor's degree earning and the master's degree earning, you get 116,000, right? So combined is plus. So to write this equation, this is the average yearly earnings of somebody with a bachelor's degree plus the average yearly earnings of somebody with a master's degree, right? So this is one earning, and this is another one. The combined income is $116,000. Okay, that's 4 points just for writing that equation. Step 4, well, step 4 is basically just 6.3 is solving this equation. So I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite this equation, and I'm going to remove the parentheses. Why am I removing the parentheses? Well, there's really a 1 here, so if I distribute a 1, it doesn't really change anything, or, I mean, technically it removes a parentheses. Okay, so like terms, 2x plus 3x, or 1x plus 2x is 3x, minus 49,000. Okay, so here's my linear equation. I want to solve for x, so I can probably add 49,000 to both sides, right, using the additive property of equality. And that's 0, which is, I mean, what we want, because we want to isolate this guy. So 3x equals, and then you can just punch this in your calculator, right? 116,000 plus 49,000 gives you 165,000. So 3 times what is 165,000? Whoops. Or again, you're just dividing, you're multiplying by a third. That's a big 1. 1 times x is x. And if you divide this out, you get 55,000, right? So x equals 55,000. Okay, so what did we name x? Well, x was somebody with the average yearly earning of an American with a bachelor's degree. So if you have a bachelor's degree, then you earn about 55,000. Okay, well, the problem asked for somebody, let's see, find the average yearly, okay, of each of these final degrees. Well, if we know what X is, if we know the bachelor's, the average yearly salary of somebody with a bachelor's degree, well, we know we can find somebody with a master's degree because we know what X is. So here we're evaluating. So 2x minus 49,000. So maybe write it right here. Sorry, I write really big. Or actually, let's write it over here. So we have 2x minus 49,000. Well, what was x again? If I want to maybe put it in blue. I have 2 times 55,000. And then I subtract 49,000, right? This represents somebody with an average yearly earnings for somebody with a master's degree. So on your calculator, right, order of operations, I'm going to double 55,000. And if I double that, I get 110,000. And of course, I have to subtract the 49,000. And then I get 61,000. Okay, so 61,000 is somebody, the average yearly earning for somebody with a master's degree. And again, we can definitely, I mean, see if our answer is correct, 55 and 61. So if we look at our histogram, well, master's degree, 61,000, right? That makes sense. That's right there. It's 61,000 if you zoom in a little more. And then the bachelor's degree, right? That's halfway, so that's 55,000. And let's quickly check this. And so x original equation, okay, you're checking, so x is 55,000 plus 2 times 55,000 minus 49,000. Does that give me 116,000? And again, I mean, we computed some of this, so 55,000 plus, right, if we double 55, we get 110,000 minus 49,000. Well, we already know what this is because we did it right here, right? That's 61,000, and if we add 61,000, right, plus 55,000, we do get 116,000. So true statement. So then we know our solution is correct. So again, each step is partial credit. So that's number 21.